So when I saw this article, I was just scratching my head, and I'm sure that everyone else was scratching their head too, because this is just the most random thing that could possibly happen, and I'm honestly just shocked about this announcement. Now, what was just announced? Well, before I get into that, I have to make this clear. This is a rumor. Google hasn't said anything. But the rumors are very strong that Google is developing a game console called Google Yeti. So what is Google Yeti? Well, rumor has it that the Google Yeti, as it's codenamed, will be Netflix for games. So basically what you would do is you would sign up for a subscription and you would either maybe get games on a monthly basis, or maybe it would be something like GeForce Now. Nobody knows, but all we know from the rumors is that if this thing is actually happening, then Google's game console will be a subscription-based console. Or maybe not, nobody knows. So if you don't know how that would work, something like GeForce Now works basically like this. So it's only for PC now, but what you do is your PC detects the inputs, so your mouse, your controller, your keyboard, whatever, and it sends that from the game. It sends that to a server, and the server does all the processing. It processes the graphics, it does all of that, and basically your computer doesn't really have to do anything besides send movements. And this is very helpful for low-powered hardware, because your computer doesn't actually have to do anything besides send inputs. So maybe that's what Google Yeti would be, and if that is how it would work, then it would be significantly cheaper, but then you have to, of course, pay the subscription to actually use it. I have no idea what it is, but from what it sounds like an interesting idea, but this has been tried so many times before that nobody knows if it'll work. But again, this is Google, so nobody knows. Of course, as you could imagine, if this is what Google does, then the latency would be pretty big. But if Google can find a way to iron out the latency between your computer and the server, then this console, this rumored console, keep that in mind, might actually be a good deal. Will it run Crysis? I don't know. I'll talk about my thoughts on this at the end, so if you do want to see that, then I highly recommend you just stay put, because I have a lot to say about this. Something that is also worth mentioning is that in 2014, Google purchased an Android game company called Throttle Games. Now, I have to give credit to PocketLink.com. They are the ones I'm using for the source of this, and they picked up on that, so thank you guys. I'll link the article for that in the description. But does that have anything to do with the codenamed Google Yeti? I have no idea. Maybe we'll see some Throttle Games technology in the Google Yeti, but I have no idea. So, now it's time for my thoughts on this. Now, this is a very weird thing, because if Google actually does end up releasing a game console under the codename of Google Yeti, then I personally would have mixed feelings on it. Now, I have two thoughts on this. The first thing is that I think that cloud streaming is indeed the future. I'm not denying that, but I don't think it can be incorporated into a game console and have the game console, like that being the game console's #1 priority. Because I don't think that the technology is there yet. It might be, and I'm not a hardware or software engineer, but it might be there, but I doubt it. But for all I know, Google actually is working on a subscription-based service, something like GeForce Now, PlayStation Now. But this is interesting. I don't know if I'd like it, and it's definitely not going to be for everyone. But it might not be able to be pulled off yet. And the second part about this is that if Google does release a game console, I feel like it's going to be something like the Nexus Player. Now, this article does talk about the Nexus Player, but I actually thought about this before reading this, which if you don't know, the Nexus Player is an Android TV box. So something like an Apple TV, similar to that, and like the Amazon Fire, stuff like that. I think that's what this is. I don't think this is a full-fledged game console, because I just think about it. Google, because already the game industry has enough people in it as it is. So another Google coming in, and another company making a console, which Google, yes, they have the money to make it, but, like, I just can't see another company coming in because I just think that the game industry has enough people in it as it is. I know I already said that, but I'm trying to drill it into the skulls of people out there because I just, like, there's already Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. I think that's enough. Then, of course, you have the PC platform, too. So you have 4 options to game, and I think that's enough. If not, that's, of course, my thoughts. If not, then let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. Maybe they can come in, but I doubt it. And again, if this is actually Google's game console and they do release it, I'm betting it's going to be like the Amazon Fire or the Google Nexus Player, Apple TV, that kind of stuff. I just can't see Google coming into this industry. But that is, of course, my opinion. So if you have your own opinions, let me know them in the comments, and I'll try to reply back to you. If you want to check out my social medias, I'll have those linked in the description. I'll also have this article linked in the description in case you want to check that out. I hope you did enjoy this video, and see you.